Greetings, everyone. You are tuned into the Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. I'm your humble host, retired Master Sergeant 20. Thanks for tuning in today on a Thursday, the 28th of October, 2021. Almost close to Halloween, y'all. So I know y'all probably getting the candy and doing everything associated with Halloween, getting your costumes and your masks and all that. I know yesterday we got some candy together. My wife went and bought a bunch of candy, so we packaged them up because they're gonna have a trunk or treat at her work location, and so that was good. A little family time bonding, putting candy in the bag, munching on the candy when we should have been putting some in the bag, but that's the fun part. So I want to get to my opening remarks, and guess what? I'm going to talk about candy, and I'm going to talk about a certain candy that I don't know. I can't remember if I've ever tasted it. Right. And it's amazing. You may ask, well, how you dislike something you haven't tasted it? Hey, it's the story of my life, man. It's like cantaloupe. I've never eaten a cantaloupe, but I refuse to eat a cantaloupe. Just something about it. It just doesn't sit well with me, but I'm sure it's good. It's part of the melon family. I like watermelon, but I don't like honeydew melon, and I don't like cantaloupe. And I can't remember tasting a honeydew melon or a cantaloupe. So it is what it is. But since I opened up with talking about Halloween and everything, the candy that is a mystery to me, and I don't know why people enjoy it. I don't know why people buy it. I don't know why people grew up with it, is candy corn. Candy corn, candy corn. I remember I had a birthday party years ago. I probably was like 6 years old, and I still have an old picture of it. My mom had put it was like one of them old school serving party trays. They used to have it's like 4 levels. You put candy here, peanuts here, and whatever else on the 4 levels. So in the picture, it's like, I think peanuts and cashews at the top. And then it's like some other type of candy in that second level. And the third level is candy corn. And I can remember, again, this is like, almost 40 some years ago. I can remember my cousins asking me, are you going to eat this candy? I always thought it looked like a traffic cone. I refuse to eat candy corn. I've never tasted candy corn, people. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I've never eaten candy corn. I speed past it when I walk through the candy aisles at the stores. And for some reason, I just can't figure out, what is the phenomenon with candy corn? Why do people like it? What led you to wake up and go to the store to purchase candy corn? And I guess what I want to say is, why are you allowing your kids to eat candy corn? I'm sure it has to be the most disgusting thing ever. And I've never tasted it. I will not buy candy corn, right? To me, candy corn, I don't even want to get into it, but candy corn is just something. I don't know what it is about candy corn. It's always around this time of the year, and you start seeing people going to the stores and they're buying, reasonable candy, your chocolates, your Nerds, your Laffy Taffies, your Non-Laters, all those traditional candies, your Three Musketeers, your Snickers, and all those things you put inside your little Halloween giveaway bag. But why are people eating candy corn? What is the phenomenon with candy corn? If you put in the comments, I definitely want to read them, but I just don't get the whole candy corn phenomenon. Again, it could be ignorance on me because I've never tasted candy corn, and I refuse to eat candy corn. I refuse to buy candy corn. Candy corn should be banned. Candy corn should be banned along with Cheez-Its, along with Crocs, along with Sunny Delight, along with Pop-Tarts. Those things need to just go away. You've had your run here on Earth. It's time to go. I tell you, man, just joking. So those are my opening remarks. I hope everyone is having a good Thursday. Hope they had a good Wednesday, a Tuesday, and a Monday. So like I stated yesterday, I'm going to talk about, for sneaker stores on the Thursday, I'm going to talk about the Scottie Pippens in 1996. And I bought these Scottie Pippens way back in 96, and they got re-released not too long ago. So I'm going to show you a pair of those. show you the dynamics of the shoe, and give you a story about how I was bamboozled into thinking it was going to be a regular chill day when I was in the Marines, and end up running like almost probably about 9 miles in these shoes. So I'm gonna tell that story. Appreciate our support. Appreciate everything. You know where to go on the YouTube channel. You know where to go on your favorite podcast platforms. So appreciate it. See you in a bit for Sneaker Stories on a Thursday. All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to the Trust and Believe Nomad Cast. Welcome back. All right, so like I stated in my opening remarks, and as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to tell the story about these Scottie Pippen Nike Air Max Uptempos that came out in 1996. And what's significant about these shoes, it was probably one of the first times that the actual word, the part of a shoe, was worded on the actual shoe itself. And I got to think back in history. I may be correct on that, may be incorrect on that, but you know, Nike has the Air. They've trademarked the word Air. When you hear the word Air, you automatically think of Nikes. We used to call them back in the day Nike Airs. Oh man, you got some fresh Nike Airs. So these Scottie Pippen Uptempos, they actually put the word Air, spelled it out, AIR, on the actual shoe on both sides. And when these were released, the first things I thought about was, one, I got to get them. And two, why did they put Air on there? Because it was different. It was something way different. Usually you just see the company logo, the Adidas 3 stripes, the Nike swoosh, the Converse boomerang with the star, whatever the brand was. But this is really the first time where they wrote something that they revolutionized and put it on the shoe, right? So the story about these Air Max Uptempos, I'm going to show you. It all started, they came out in 1996, and Scottie Pippen, that played for the Chicago Bulls, he wore those shoes. And another fun fact, in the Olympics in 96 in Atlanta, he wore the Air Max Uptempos, but the shoe was blue, and they had the white word Air on it. So I'll go ahead and show you the shoe right now. This is the Air Max Uptempo that came out in 1996. As you see, I've worn this shoe one time. I got it off Nike.com probably about 3 or 4 months ago. Never worn it once. And I always say, you know, I do these sneaker stories on these shoes, but half time I've only wore these shoes a couple times. But this is what I want to show you. You know how I was talking about the word Air? It actually spelled out the word Air on it. This was a phenomenon back then because no one was really doing that. As you can see, the traditional air bubbles, the air pockets, traditional Nike, right? They revolutionized this thing. As you can see, the Nike logo on the back, Nike logo on the tongue, right? This shoe, I will tell you, the story I'm gonna tell you is so impactful. Probably led to some of my foot issues as well. But these shoes are very snug. And even like the ones that came out of 96, very snug shoe. You know, it fits tight on the foot, kind of hugs the foot, if you will, right? So that's the Nike Air Max Uptempo 1996. And I have another version, an airbrush version that Nike released. I'm going to show you that one as well, right? But I'm going to tell you the story about the Air Max Uptempo. Oh, another story, fun fact. It was designed by a gentleman named Wilson Smith. I don't know if he still works at Nike, but he got a lot of ridicule for coming out. I remember reading in Sports Illustrated back in the day. He got a lot of ridicule. It was like, why would you spell out this word? You know, it doesn't even make sense. And he just said he had a vision one day. He had a dream, and he wanted to do something revolutionary. And look at that. This is a phenomenal shoe. Very comfortable basketball shoe, right? But I'm going to tell you the story I'm going to talk about. I didn't play basketball in these. I played a sport. I did it. I conducted an event, but it wasn't basketball. So I'm going to tell you that story, and then I'll show you the other pair that I have, another colorway that's released. So this happened in 96. This was probably, I will say maybe May of 96, if I'm not mistaken. So I was in the Marine Corps during that time. And I remember we had, it was on a Friday, and it was kind of like a chill atmosphere. A lot of Fridays, once a month on a Friday, we would get released early. You know, we'll have like a noon formation and come back to work that Monday or whatever. So this particular Thursday, my sergeant was like, "Hey, Gunny, we're gonna have a chill day. We're not gonna do any running or anything tomorrow. Just gonna be a chill PT session. You know, some of y'all, if y'all want to play basketball, some of y'all want to play volleyball, just a regular sports day, which is unconventional in Marine Corps PT, because it's all about run, 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 right? So that day we was like, okay. So I'm like, okay, I already got these Scottie Pippens. I had bought them in Phoenix, in the Foot Locker in Phoenix. I love that Foot Locker in Phoenix. Spend a lot of money up in there. And I was like, I just wear my Pippens tomorrow, since tomorrow's a chill day. So I got like some Nike basketball shorts with them. And I wore like a regular like Nike shirt, right? Just chill, because my sergeant said, hey, tomorrow's going to be a chill day. Shoot some hoops. People want to play pool. We're just going to chill, and then we'll have formation, and then y'all released for the weekend, and we'll see everybody Monday morning. So I'm like, and it was a payday weekend. So I'm like, shoot, we good. Tomorrow's going to be great. It was supposed to be like freaking 90 some degrees outside. So man, we was planning barbecues. I mean, it was going to be a great day. So we had formation, and even we had formation late that day, because usually we had to be at our PT site at 5:00, and then we'll start PT probably about like 5:15 after Gunny give the word and everything, and we'll freaking run, right? And it was still kind of light outside, because we was in Yuma, Arizona, and the West Coast during that at that time it's typically light outside in the early mornings. Anyway, we got to formation and everything, and something just didn't sit right. So Gunny showed up to formation. He had his Marine Corps PT shirt on with the old school Marine Corps PT shorts, right? And he had on his running shoes, like he's running. So we're like, okay, what's going on? Maybe Gunny just going to let us just chill, and then, he probably going to go for a run by himself, whatever. So he told us, he was like, I don't know who told y'all that today is going to be a chill day. He said, it's not. He said, we're going to run probably about 9 miles today. So get ready. So in the Marine Corps, you do like your, the daily 7. I don't know if they still do that. It's like your 7 exercises. Bam, you gone. There ain't no stretching. Just, hey, you gone. So one of Gunny's favorite routes was a route in Yuma. You will leave out the main gate and you take a right. And I want to say that street is Avenue S. I may be wrong. Somebody can correct me in the comments. That was there. You go out the gate, you make a right, you run down to another street, make a left, and man, it's like just nothing but freaking street. And then you get to the end of that street, it was a Bose factory. I don't know if it's still there. Then you come around that, you get on the main avenue. I can't remember the name of the avenue. And you run all the way down to the freaking airport, and then you come back to base. So that whole thing is probably 8.5, 9, maybe 9.5 miles. I mean, because that's just, and we used to run that thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, we'll kind of chill. So I'm thinking, I'm already like, okay, this has to be a setup. I got these freaking basketball shoes on that I shouldn't even wore, because my sergeant's like, tomorrow's going to be a chill day. We're going to play freaking basketball, and we're going to do fun activities, fun activities. And I wore these things with some baggy, freaking typical 90s Nike shorts. So Gunny take off, and Gunny, I mean, that dude was freaking fast. Took off, boom. And back then, I was only weighing like 160. So, that's all we did was run. So my cardio, I was potent when it came to running, right? I was bad in a good way. So we running. So I'm like, okay, maybe Gunny won't run so far. And we running. I'm noticing my knees will start hurting. My feet will start hurting, because I'm just clobbing on the streets. Because these are heavy freaking shoes, which seems light when you're holding them. But when you running, these suckers are getting heavy. And I notice usually we'll sprint for like maybe 50 yards, slow down, sprint, and we just keep doing. We were just full bull. And Gunny was the type of guys, he wanted you to stay within arm's distance of him, because he was a runner. That's what he did. And we running. I'm like getting so tired, not from the cardio, but from these freaking shoes. And I'm like, why the freak did I do this? And my sergeant's like, oh, my bad. Our chill day is next week, not today. So I'm like, I'm trying to run. I'm already mad at him. I can't do anything about it. So I'm running, and these shoes just clock, clock, clock. So we run all the way down. We pass the Bose freaking warehouse. Then we make that freaking left, go all the way down. I wish I can remember them streets. Go all the way down. We end up going around the whole thing, and we just running. And I was so freaking mad. I was so freaking tired. My knees were hurting. My legs were hurting. And this was a Friday. I'm like, I thought we were supposed to have a chill Friday. Come to find out it wasn't until freaking next week. I was so freaking mad. And that was the same sergeant I was telling y'all that probably about a month ago, telling you the story about my Buick Regal catching on fire. He was the one that kind of helped me take care of that situation. He transported me up there and did all that. Then I'm like, this dude got his freaking dates wrong. And he ended up getting in trouble for that. Gunny got mad at him because putting out the wrong information. But man, we were so mad. Everybody, because it was our whole freaking warehouse. It was probably about 16 people in our warehouse. And we went for that run. And usually, everyone is full steam ahead. But I think emotionally, we were so messed up because we thought that, hey, we're just going to have a chill Friday. And we got set up for the okie doke. And Gunny was just laughing about it. I mean, that dude was a freaking runner. And we was just running. I was so freaking tired. We finally got to the airport. And then we kind of ran in place for about 20 seconds. And Gunny was like, hey, he said, make sure when you putting out information, that has to be the right information. Make sure you validate it, you confirm it before you put it out to your subordinates. So I learned a valuable lesson that day to ensure. My sergeant told me this, so, you take it for what it's worth. But I learned the value of validating the information, confirmation of that information, and ensuring the information that you are receiving and or putting out is accurate. Because the sergeant, he made a mistake because he thought this particular day was a chill day, but actually it was supposed to be next week. Because then next week we end up having it. Gunny had a big old barbecue, and he brought the grill to the warehouse, and he bought a bunch of meat and everything. So he kind of made up for it. And he said he was proud of us for not really getting upset about, running that day. Shoot, I was pissed off. But he went and bought everything that next week, man. And he just kind of just let us chill, But I think he was doing that to prove a lesson. And I learned a valuable lesson in that to ensure the information I'm receiving from higher echelons or someone higher to me is accurate, validated, confirm it. I had this Nomad cast called Trust and Believe, but I also want to say it's all about trust and verify to ensure you are receiving the right information and you're not questioning anything. Just want to make sure we're good to go because I have to execute this mission. I have to execute this plan. That's just a little nugget for everybody. But I remember we came back from that run. That run had to be about 9.5 miles. And on any given day, we would run it with no problems, no issues, right? But that day I was freaking hurting. Clobbing around on these freaking Air Max up tempos, man. I could just see the shoes just bouncing. Oh, my feet was hurting. It was a bad day for me running because usually I would keep up with these runs, but that day I was hurting. And again, I learned a valuable lesson with that. Before I end it, let me show you another version of these. And Nike actually they airbrushed these. And you could tell the difference. I'm going to put them together. You could tell the difference, right? Look at that. One, of course, has been worn and one hasn't been worn. Yeah, you definitely could tell the difference. Even with the back, the colors, this silhouette stands out more. But, if you, like me, you come from a world of matching, the only color you can wear with this is either black or red. Nowadays, somebody get a shoe like this and they wear like pink socks, a neon shirt, orange freaking pants or whatever, but still a phenomenal shoe. The Air Max Up Tempo 1996. Show you both versions again. The Air Max Uptempo, 1996. I ran 9 miles in these shoes. In this one. Well, not this one, but a version of these. Man. Good times, y'all. Good times. All right, so that was my sneaker story today. It was actually a life lesson, probably more than a sneaker story, because I learned the value, again, of confirming, validating, making sure everything is authenticated, the whole nine. So it was a great lesson for me as I progressed in another branch of service and as I progressed in my career. And I still utilize those tools to this day, confirming, validating, all the et ceteras. All right. So again, that was my sneaker story on a Thursday today. It was kind of short, but I think the biggest takeaway was the lessons learned from that and validating information regardless of the source. Not that you're questioning anything, but you just want to confirm, because you have to execute that order. You have to execute that mission. You have to execute whatever decision is being made. All right. So just take that with you as well. All right. So usually we wrap this up on a Thursday, talking about everything we talked about during the week, right? And we got a lot of stuff we kind of went over this week, right? A whole lot of stuff. One thing we talked about Monday on episode 21, my opening remarks was talking about stick with what works, right? And the main thing with Monday Mental Combat, we talked about toxic leadership. And I spoke on self-interest, bullying and harassment, rewarding incompetence, leaders with no moral compass, unwillingness to listen to feedback, self-promotion, and there's a bunch of them. I had put links in the description on that particular day as well. So I tell you, I've been a victim of toxic leadership, as I stated Monday, and I also I was a toxic leader in some instances back in the day. So that's definitely things, again, that I changed my compass, if you will, and tried to execute the responsibilities of my position for the greater good instead of for self-interest, right? But I think that's something that all leaders learn, no matter what your occupation is, whether you military, civilian, or whatever. You can always take those with you, right? So episode 22 on the 26th of October, we talked, my opening remarks talking about the need for a chiropractor. And I don't know, I need a chiropractor, but I don't know if I want to go through the exercise of having them strap that daggone thing on my neck and pulling me in. You know, usually when you see the videos of it, people's like, oh, I just feel so much better. You know, I don't know about that one. Ugh. The Talking on a Tuesday segment is like, how much do we need? Do we need any more? And I referenced this about television channels to include streaming, social media, and apps for your phone. I think sometimes we probably have enough. We have more than enough to fulfill our needs. But you know, I'm just like everybody else, man. I'm greedy. I like apps. I like my phone with a bunch of apps. I download stuff that's replicate of things I've already downloaded. Like I have editing tools that for my Nomad Cast. I have one version and I have two versions. And they're pretty much kind of the same thing. So I'm guilty of that as well. It's like, how much do we really need? All right, on episode 23, which is Wednesday, for way back Wednesday, on my opening remarks, I talked about mean what you say. And I talked about the college coaches and NFL coaches not wavering when they're being asked a question about their next potential job or anything as it relates to the future of the team. And mean what you say. You know, if a reporter asks you, hey, coach, we heard a rumor that you're going to take the Michigan job. First of all, I'll take it. #1 job in the country. But, you know, you want to mean what you say what you mean, and and say what you mean. This is what I'm going to say. This is important. I need to get this message out to ensure that all my student athletes, is the term they use, student athletes, know that I'm going to be here for the long haul. No, I can't predict tomorrow, but I can tell you today I will be here. And just kind of validate that. Make these guys go through a wall for you if they know you're not leaving. And then my way back Wednesday story yesterday was talking about how my sergeant major in Japan moved me right from one section to another one in an effort to get me promoted to master sergeant. Again, I don't know if his decision played a role using his leverage as a sergeant major, using his power, his position as the senior enlisted advisor in our unit, but I made freaking master sergeant, so something worked, right? Just for the fact that he saw something in me, he knew, hey, he has to do something for the greater good of this organization and the Army. We need him to earn the rank of master sergeant. I need to put him in a position of success. And that's what he did. And it was challenging to move from an environment where I had just to worry about, certain things. And now I have to look at things from a different lens. As I talked yesterday, looking at everything from a holistic lens, looking at everything at a macro level and not a micro level. So again, that's something that can be applied to all our lives as well, no matter occupation, no matter circumstance. And today, my opening remarks on this Thursday talked about my distaste for candy corn when I've never even freaking ate candy corn. Ugh, just the thought of even saying candy corn just does something to me, right? And then I told the sneaker story today, talking about the Scottie Pippens that I wore in 1996. And yeah, I followed misinformation because my sergeant, put it out that we're going to have a chill day, and we ended up running 9 miles in these freaking Scottie Pippen Nikes, and probably reasons why my knees hurt and my feet hurt from all these years of doing all that daggone running. But I think the valuable lesson was to make sure everything is authenticated, validated, confirm it, confirmation, the whole nine whenever you receive an information, right? So I appreciate everything, all the support that you guys are bringing. I know my downloads are increasing, subs increasing, so I appreciate that. You know where to go on YouTube to find my channel, the Trust and Bleed Nomad Cast. Again, hosted by me, Retired Master Sergeant 20. You can find me on all the podcast platforms, all your favorites, so I appreciate it. Again, be safe this weekend. Today is Thursday. Have a safe Friday, a safe Saturday. Oops, and I forgot about Saturday. Saturday, Michigan plays freaking Michigan Stank. Not Michigan State, Michigan Stank, right? We're number 6 in the country. They're number 8. 2 top 10 teams. We're both undefeated. It's more than a football game. This is a rivalry, a hated rivalry. These guys grew up together, and now they're playing on opposite sides. And to tell you a little quick story. When I was growing up in Detroit, most of your Detroiters that can make it in college football, that got recruited to go to college football, to play in college football, they recruited in Michigan and Michigan State. Most of your guys that lived in the city of Detroit, they went to Michigan and or root for Michigan. And most of the folks that lived in the suburbs and or played in the suburbs rooted for Michigan State. And I guess they all not perfect, right? But now, as the years have went on, now a guy from Detroit, he'll play for Michigan State. And the guy that's from East Lansing, Michigan, where East Lansing is located, or Michigan State is located, he'll play for Michigan. So the tide is changing, but I know, like, when I was growing up, it was a sin to be from Michigan or be from Detroit and root for Michigan State. But the funny thing about it, my neighbor, one of my best friends growing up, he actually went to Michigan State and I think he got an engineering degree, and he's from Detroit, and he has a distaste for Michigan. So again, we're all not perfect, right? So I just wanted to kind of share that nugget. But Michigan plays Michigan State Saturday at noon. I will be in the man cave, right, with my feet kicked up with something to drink, and I will be screaming and hollering. If I'm telling you, the Nomad Cast Monday, you will tell if Michigan won by the tone of the Nomad Cast on Monday. You will be able to tell the tone if Michigan Stank beats Michigan. It's gonna have 2 totally different tones, but I'm coming in. My tone is going to be professional. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to have my Michigan helmet up under my arm as I open up the Nomad Cast on Monday. So that's what I'm hoping for. I don't want no problems Saturday with Michigan Stank. All right, I don't want no freaking problems. All right. Again, so appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend. You be safe, be sound, enjoy yourselves, enjoy your family, do all the right things, and just be safe. Just be safe. Take care of each other, and everything will go according to your plan. If you have anything that you're getting frustrated with in life, if you have anything that you can't seem to get over the hurdle, do everything you need to do to ensure that you get over those hurdles, to ensure that you are successful in life. Because every day we wake up with a chance and we have a choice, and we have to maximize any opportunity that we have, whether internally or externally. So use all the tools that you have in your toolbox, because I'm telling you, you bring more to the fight than you think you have. You have more value than you think you do. So look inside eternally and challenge yourself. Ask yourself the questions. You know what you need to ask, right? Again, so just wanted to share that with you. Again, have a great weekend. Be safe and sound. See y'all Monday with my Michigan helmet up under my arm, or, I may be upset, but appreciate it. See you guys Monday for Monday Mental Combat. Take care. Be safe. One love. Peace.